Meal a hot dog, bro.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. Great eye in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays. Like working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the ASAP Sports Network. I am Ace from the West Coast, and that's right. You see it on your screen. It's the very first episode of Just Say the Truth. We've been working on this for quite some time now. It is here. It is live, and we all know you are ready to watch this, and you are ready to rock and roll, and because you are ready to hear the truth. And that's what we're going to bring you right here on the show is the truth. And so let me introduce you to our analyst here tonight and my co-hosts. Of course, we have the one, the only Mr. Freddie Henderson. How's it going tonight?
What's going on? What's going on? I'm just ready to tell you guys the truth. You guys are used to seeing me on Real Talk, but you about to see a different version of me. You about to see Freddie, the one that's telling you the truth. Hey, I'm ready to get it, y'all. Let's go.
And then, of course, we want to welcome him into the network. It is a privilege and a pleasure, Jonathan, to finally do a show with you. How are you doing tonight, my man?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everyone? I'm doing well. You know what? I couldn't be happier to be a part of this team. It's a great chemistry here. Wonderful people to be associated with, and I'm just happy to get started with a new network. And to get to Freddie's point, man, it seems like this guy is confident tonight, man. Let's see what you bring to the show. But again, guys, I'm just happy to be working with you guys. You guys are awesome. And, you guys are a source of inspiration for me. So, hey, it's a pleasure.
All right. And then, of course, we want to welcome him back to the network. Trey, my man, we have thoroughly missed you. Thank you for coming back to the network. And it is a privilege and a pleasure to do a show with none other than Mr. Trey Collis. How's it going tonight, my man?
Oh, man, it's going. I'm just glad I found time on my busy schedule to come do at least one show with y'all. I've been impressed with Jonathan, watching him daily. He requested me a couple weeks ago to be a friend on Facebook, just seeing him. It's amazing. Adam, you do amazing things. Freddie, I almost didn't do it because he's Mr. Delusional. He's telling the people that he's going to tell the truth. That means he was lying on Real Talk all these other times. So how do we know what to believe here? But none of the fact. I'm just kidding. I love being back on the network. I'm just glad I can do it one night a week for now with my busy schedule. I'm glad y'all welcome me back. It's going to bring heated. It's going to be great, and I can't wait to get into it. So let's not waste any more time, shall we?
All right, but before we do that, Freddie, why don't you go ahead and bring up our sponsors, huh? Just show everybody our sponsors quick.
Well, that's Nate. There you go, Nate.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us, from all of us here at the ASAP Network.
All right, how about that little bit of Misty Meadows? Nate, go ahead and bring up that barbecue sauce and jam, huh? Oh, man. And then, of course, last but not least, we've all seen those ASAP Network T-shirts, right? Those things are sick. We really like them. Everybody wants one. So, Freddie, why don't you go ahead and tell me, how can you get one of those T-shirts?
Listen, you guys, here at ASAP, we've given away T-shirts ever since we've been started up, okay? All you have to do is follow our page, like our page, interact with us during the show. We're going to tally it up at the end of the month, and whoever's the viewer of the month will win a free T-shirt. I mean, just think about it. Hey, Nate, you can take it off the screen. Just think about it. Wouldn't you want a T-shirt, going out to eat on a Friday night, or maybe you going to a sporting event? Wouldn't you want to wear that nice-looking T-shirt? I mean, hey, I know I would.
Those T-shirts are awesome. And just think, even if you can't come on and comment, right? $14.99 plus shipping and handling would cost you anywhere from size small to 2XL. But here's the thing. People often ask, do we have a bigger size? Absolutely, we have a bigger size. It's going to cost you a little bit more, but hey, we can still get it for you. So hit up anybody on the network, and we'll make sure you get one of those shirts ASAP.
Hey, Ace, I'm going to throw this out there for just this show right now. Whatever viewer interacted with us is not part of the network. I'm a pretty good, strong source to make this happen. If you interact with this show the most on this show tonight, we'll give a free T-shirt away tonight. How about that?
We're ready. Absolutely. Ready to rock and roll on that. So if everybody's out there, viewers, comment so you can get yourself a free T-shirt. All right. So now, of course, we can jump into some topics. And our topics tonight, they are hot, they're lit, they are ready, they are fire. So the first topic that we're going to have is, as we saw, Drew Brees retired. And then the Saints go out and they sign Taysom Hill to this gigantic contract that when you see it, you're like, what? They just signed Taysom Hill to a huge contract? And then they signed Jameis Winston to a 1-year deal and they give him like $18 million. So to me, you're looking at this going, okay, Taysom Hill's making all this money, but Jameis Winston's supposed to be the starter on this team. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with Jonathan Mathis on this one. You tell me, what are the Saints thinking right now and what direction are they going to go? Obviously, I would say that they're going with Winston right now because that's what they've come out and said. But what's their thinking with paying Taysom Hill all this money and potentially not even starting him?
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy to me. It's baffling, to say the least. Why did they pay him all that money? Taysom Hill, yes, he's dynamic when he comes in. He's shown that he could play well when he enters the game and takes snaps. He has been efficient, but we've only gotten a glimpse of Taysom Hill. We don't really know what he can do as a starting quarterback. We haven't seen him enough to know what he can do, and the Saints to pay him all that money, it's crazy to me because look, this is a slap in the face to Jameis Winston. It really is. It's this guy is a legitimate quarterback if he cleans up his mistakes. If he limits the amount of turnovers, he's a dynamic quarterback in his own right. Correct? So, I mean, wouldn't you pay Jameis Winston over Taysom Hill? I would think that's the best route to take, because, look, we know what Winston can do. I mean, he's thrown a lot of interceptions. He might be the worst quarterback in the NFL because he turns over the ball a lot, but the guy can throw a lot of touchdown passes, which is incredible to me. So to pay Hill all this outrageous money is an insult to Winston.
To be perfectly honest with you, I'll tell you this right now, Jonathan. Some of what you said I completely agree with. However, the aspect is both of these quarterbacks scare me. And there's reasons why they both scare me. Number one, Winston, it's like you said, the interceptions, man. He just turns the ball over so much that it's like, can I trust him to not turn the ball over all the time? No, I can't. You got to think, when he was in Tampa Bay in his final year, yeah, he had like 33 touchdowns, but he also threw 32 interceptions. So that right there, shocking. But then a lot of people came out and said, well, he got his eyes fixed. It was corrective on that. That doesn't matter. I still think he's going to be about the same. And then when you look at Taysom Hill, from that little amount that he was a starter, he's shown me he cannot be a primary quarterback. Come on, when it was him against basically not even a practice squad quarterback, a freaking receiver in Denver when they played him, and he had like 60 yards in the first half passing. That was ridiculous. So he hasn't shown me much. So with this one, I'm going to go with Trey. Trey, you give me your input. What do you think on this?
I think the Saints got. I mean, I have no problem with what the Saints did. I mean, Ace, you nailed it right on the head. I mean, Jameis Winston, 30-30 guy, 30 interceptions, 30. Yeah, he can sling the ball over the field, but he's not a dynamic runner. He doesn't have that it factor. He'll throw. I mean, we saw what he did with Tampa Bay. He missed 7-9 with all the weapons, and then Tom Brady, who's a 4. Yes, I know Tom Brady has Super Bowl. It's a totally different, but just the biggest difference in that just shows you how bad Jameis Winston was. Yeah, Jameis Winston had one good game in the backup role when he came and filled in for Drew Brees. He had 7 completions for 11 attempts for 75 yards. Woo-boo to do. But over his career, he has 88 interceptions. I mean, the guy's a turnover machine. That's not even counting the fumbles that he has. Now, the thing I'll say about Hill and to Ace's point about this is I think Sean Payton has a plan for him, and I think he loves Hill so much that I think they're going to fit the offense around what he's going to do. This offense was around what Drew Brees was going to do. They all knew Drew Brees was going to come back. So it wasn't a perfect fit right there and then, but who knows, with the training camp and with OTAs and a full offseason with Sean Payton in the playbook and everything, I'll look for Taysom Hill to strive even better. And who knows, he's a tight end, he's a kick returner, he's a special team, he's a gunner, he can do it all. So why not pay him all the money? And Freddie's over there shaking his head, but what has Jameis Winston done? I mean, the Saints killed themselves by being over the cap by this much. They couldn't go out and go get a quarterback. And Sean Payton loves Taysom Hill. He said it. This is Taysom Hill's team when Drew Brees retired. Well, guess what? Drew Brees retired the other day on Sunday night. Now we're fixing to see it. And Freddie's going to say all this blaming like Jameis Winston. He's with Sean Payton. He's going to be all good probably, and he's probably better fit. But I'm just ready for you to go at me, big boy, because tell me the truth, man. What do you think? Man, I just don't know. I think Taysom Hill's a better quarterback than I really do. I think a full year with Sean Payton, and we all know what Sean Payton can do. He did it with Tony Romo. He did it with Drew Brees. The guy knows what he's doing with the quarterback position. So I think he has a plan with Taysom Hill, and I think it's going to come out better than people think.
Well, I have no problem with them signing Hill. That wasn't my problem. The problem was the amount of money they gave him. That was the problem that I have, because you don't know. But because even if you're saying that he's your primary quarterback, he still hasn't shown that he can be a primary quarterback yet. I get the whole dual threat thing, and he can do everything else. But to me, he hasn't done enough to earn that yet. He still needs to show me a little bit more on that amount of money. It's okay to sign him, but not that much. Freddie, I know Trey's waiting for your rebuttal on this one. He knows it's coming. So
this show is called "Just Say the Truth." Okay,
I was saying the truth. All right,
you didn't mean that. You did not.
Yes, I did. I think Jameis Winston's the biggest disappointment. I didn't like him at Florida State. And I don't like him in the NFL. I think he's a total waste of a number 1 overall pick.
Thank you.
Listen,
it's the truth.
Listen, man. If I'm Dak Prescott, if I'm Carson Wentz or any of these other guys, I need to get my contract renegotiated. You mean to tell me a 30-year-old quarterback who have not had that much experience in the NFL playing at the quarterback position can walk up out of there with a bad season and get $140 million? Oh, please stop. I don't want to hear that. We complain about Dak Prescott getting that money, but guess what? We don't complain about this man getting his money. I mean, stop. Stop it. I mean, what has this man done to show that he's worth this kind of money? I'm with Ace on this, man. It's not just like he did not deserve this type of money this soon. Now let's talk about James. We all know, like Steve Mills said, he's 30 for 30. Okay, we all know that. But guess what? That's what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At that time, they was one of the
team that just won the Super Bowl.
They was one at that time. They were one of the worst franchises in the NFL.
What?
They
last year with 7. Oh my God!
They had no aspirations to win a game. No. to win a championship. Let's be real. Let's just be real. Let's tell the truth, okay? Let's just tell the truth. Now you put him in a situation with Sean Payton, who you said could turn a quarterback into a certain version of themselves. Hey, I mean, we talk about a 27-year-old quarterback who had years of experience in the NFL. We can't act like he can't throw the football. He can't, like Jonathan said, he can throw touchdowns. But guess what? He just got to work on his interceptions.
That's the only problem. That's his Achilles heel right there. Is the interception.
That is a big Achilles heel, Jonathan.
Huge one. Huge one.
That up. If he cleans that up, he could produce for you.
And has he proven that he's shown any signs that he can do that? How long has he been in the league? He has yet to do it.
If he cleans up the turnovers, he can be a very productive quarterback in this league. I think he's worthy of another shot. I think he will prove his critics and doubters wrong this season. I think he'll have a big season. I think these two quarterbacks are going to compete for the starting job. And what it's going to come down to is who outperforms who in, the upcoming weeks.
Jonathan, you're wrong. You're wrong. When you pay a man that much money and you pay the other one that much money, you say, okay, you're my starting quarterback. I'm sorry. Hey, $140 million. I mean, I can't throw a football, but guess what? I can do what he can do.
I thought this was to tell the truth, Freddie. You're not even telling the truth right there.
He's not the starting quarterback. That's the thing. He's not the starting quarterback. They've already came out and said that Winston is starting. So Freddie, I don't know where you're going with that.
Well, the reports I've seen is that Sean Payton said they're going to make him compete for it. That's what I've seen.
No, they came out before and said that right now it's Winston's team.
Well, I agree with that. It should be.
And you know what, guys? This extension was also made to save the New Orleans Saints a ton of money against the cap. That's the main reason why this move was made.
No, which I understand that, but for me personally, and just saying the truth on that, is that I don't know yet if I would have put out that much money. Just personally, I don't know if I would have done it.
No,
Dak Prescott and them need to renegotiate their contract because
whoa.
Dak Prescott have done more.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Okay, you guys have a good night. Are you about to say that Taysom Hill's done more than Dak Prescott have in the NFL?
First off, it's not the same contract. If you read the contract thing, right, it's not the same exact contract. Dak Prescott's basically all guaranteed, where Taysom Hill's isn't. Let's get that out of the way. And Taysom Hill does a lot more for the Saints than what Dak Prescott does as well. Taysom Hill plays tight end. He does everything. He does. He plays every position. He plays special teams. He throws. I'm glad I got Freddie already. That only took one segment. Wow, I have a new record.
Yeah, it took him one segment to walk off. But all right.
And what happened to the Cowboys last year when Dak Prescott went down with that?
Exactly. I agree.
We might need to move to the next topic because we can be on this topic all night long.
We are going to move on to the next one. I was about to say, because we can spend a lot of time on this topic, but we have to move on to the next one. So our next topic is, we have seen over the course of the last several days how many moves the Patriots have been making. I mean, they've been signing anybody and everybody under the sun. Now, we saw last year how horrible Cam Newton played. I mean, it was terrible. He threw like 8 touchdowns all year, and 3 of them were in the last game. That's how bad of a season Cam Newton had. And then everyone's like, there's no way that Cam Newton is going to come back and play for New England again. There's no way that New England's going to want him. Now, I'm not saying that Cam Newton is good, but what I am saying is that if you looked at the receivers he had last year, my God, it was horrible. He had absolutely nobody. So with everybody that they're going out and signing now, he's going to have a little bit of help. So this is the year that it's going to show to where now they're going to be like, Cam, we gave you some receivers. You got to show me something, because if you can't show me something this year, that's it. That is it. I think that this is going to be it for Cam if he doesn't do anything this year. And with this one, I'll go ahead and I'll start out with Trey.
I mean, Ace, why are you moderating? You basically took the words. I mean, this is it. This is it for Cam. I thought last year was the same thing. I thought To me, Cam Newton's always been that overrated quarterback. He had one good year, went to the Super Bowl at 15-1. He was more of a running style quarterback. He took too many hits, and now you're starting to see that when he gets older, that he doesn't take as good hits as well as he did when he was younger. But that being said, Bill Belichick went out. I honestly think they went out and looked for a quarterback. I didn't see. I'm surprised he didn't go after Jimmy Garoppolo. I guess the 49ers are going rid of him. But I think it's a perfect signing for Cam Newton because it'll give him. Because last year it kind of got off to a rocky start because it was a new team, no OTAs, no training camp, no nothing. And then he got COVID early on in the season. It was never the same again. So I'm glad that the Patriots and Cam came back and got a 1 year. And this is it. Bill Belichick did everything for Cam Newton. Got him 2 great tight ends. They're going to go back to the 2 tight end sets again. They still don't have a number 1 wide receiver. You can say what you want to about Aguilar, but he leads the league in drop passes. That's the Philadelphia Eagles at. I mean, Aguilar, he says he can catch the ball with anybody in the world. He's one of the fastest guys in the league, but he's proven that he cannot be consistently catching the ball. Now, the defensive end, they got a lot better on the defensive end. So what that proves to me, they're going to go back to what it was in Carolina when Cam Newton was the MVP and went to that 15-1 season, went to the Super Bowl before they got beat by the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 50. So you're right, Ace. This is it. This is Cam's last straw. It has to be because if Bill Belichick, he never spends money, never does anything, and then he went out and brought the bricks truck out and said, anyone who wants money, come out and freaking get it. And everyone, you get this, you get that, and then boom. So Bill Belichick did all he could do, put the places in order. Now it's Cam's to take the wheel and do what he wants to. Now Cam's got to stay healthy, and can he do that? I don't know because I really don't trust Josh McDaniels either. To be honest, I think Josh McDaniels is a bad fit for him. So I don't know. But this is it. Cam Newton's got to put up or shut up this year. There's no more excuses.
Well, yeah, because if you think about the free agent side of things and the whole tenure that Bill Belichick was in New England, he spent it was like $310 million. Well, just this year alone, he spent
100.
over $100 million, and so he's almost got half that in just 1 year. So it's crazy. So Freddie, go ahead and tell me your take on this.
Hey, Trey, raise your shirt up real quick.
Why?
Okay, y'all see that crowd? Okay. Bill Belichick went into the Mr. Krabs and said, you know what? I'm going after Tom Brady. I'm going for his head. I'm trying to show him that we can still win without him as well.
They're
But
still not the
Cam
best team in their division.
Hey, but Cam Newton's under a lot of pressure. You know, let's face it. Last year, you know, we could all say he had no weapons to throw the ball to. But look but Trey, I kind of disagree. They still have Edelman as a wide receiver over there. They still have
He's not number 1 though.
Yeah,
He's
but
number 1.
he still have weapons though.
Well,
he still had 2 tight ends.
Okay, wait, Freddie. I didn't say he didn't have weapons. I just said they didn't have a number 1 wide receiver.
Well,
That's
no,
all I
they don't have true number 1. But I still think they have enough weapons that he should still be able to make that work.
I totally agree. I agree with you.
2 tight end sets. You're gonna have the running game. You're gonna have the defense. Okay. So
I agree with that.
If Cam Newton cannot lead this team we're not saying he got to go to no Super Bowl or none of that. Just make it to the playoffs. Just make it to the playoffs. Just don't turn the ball over too much. Have decent numbers on your stats to come out there. Because I mean, let's face it, Cam is probably his shoulder is just shot up, man. He's not going to be that same guy that is going to throw the ball 30 times a game. He might could run the football. He can still run the football, at a good rate. But hey, like I said, if he do not turn around this upcoming season, Cam Newton might be on his way out the NFL.
Jonathan Mathis, go ahead and tell me your take on this.
I hate to say this, guys, as much as I really enjoyed watching Cam Newton over the course of his career, he is not the same quarterback. He is washed. I mean, I think his days in the NFL are numbered. I think it was best for him to walk after this season and say, you know what? I'm hanging up the cleats. I'm not going to do any damage to my legacy. I'm just going to go out like this, But I understand why he might want to come back because he feels like he has something left to prove to his naysayers and to the world, And, now that he has weapons around him, can he be that more productive quarterback? Does Bill Belichick have faith in him that he can, march this team down the field and be more effective in the red zone, not turn over the football, don't make too many mistakes with the football, but I do think there is a ton of pressure on Cam Newton to perform at a high level coming into next season. But this is a guy who's dealt with so many injuries. He has taken so many hits, and I don't know if his body can continue to absorb those hits anymore. He's older now. He's in his 30s. This is a task. This is a heavy task for him to succeed. A guy like Tom Brady, that's a lot of pressure on a man's shoulders. And, there's a lot of pressure on Bill Belichick too. I don't know why anyone is not looking at that as a big picture too, because Bill Belichick's team was horrible last year without Tom Brady. And that's what everyone is debating about. Is Bill Belichick good without Tom Brady? That's what everyone's asking.
Okay. Yeah, but here's the problem with that. If you look at last year, okay, look at the team that Tom Brady went to. Okay, Tom Brady had a lot of weapons around him, had a great defense, a lot of weapons on offense, running back, receiver, tight end. But then you look at New England, and what did they have? They had like 7 guys opt out defensively. They didn't have any receivers. They had Cam Newton at quarterback, which we know how he is. So you can't really sit there and be like, oh, yeah, so we know who meant more. It was Tom Brady than Bill Belichick. Well, Bill Belichick with a completely dismal team, just a horrible team, kept them basically in the playoff conversation until 3 weeks left to go in the season. So people need to give a little bit of hats off to Bill Belichick and say, hey, man, you did a phenomenal job with what you had out there. And now he's getting a bunch of his defensive players back. And now they've loaded up on the offensive side. I wouldn't say, with superstars or anything, but they've gotten help. And so it's huge. It's huge with what they've done. So people have to give Bill Belichick a lot of props for what he's done with just the little amount that he's had.
I think we all could agree that they're not going to win the division. The Bills got that division.
Oh, Bills, yeah. Bills.
Yeah.
I think we all could agree there. But it'll be interesting to see if Cam Newton can bounce back this season. But, he's never been the same quarterback since he got defeated in the Super Bowl. After that, his career was just one that was questionable. It's as if as if that loss was so deflating that it just had a mental effect on his mind as well. Though I think not only the injuries, but you also have to look at the fact that this could have affected his mind. After losing like that in the Super Bowl, he's never gotten over that loss, and the way he handled it, he took a lot of criticism for not wanting to speak to the media. I mean, it was just Cam just took a complete turn for the worse, it seems.
Well, and there was also the fumble issue too, that he didn't dive for the ball. He wasn't hustling and all that. But also, Freddie brought it up. He was injured after. You remember he had a couple bad seasons where he was out for a majority of the season. But you said it earlier too. His body's just taken way too much of a beating. It really has, and that's the problem you have with running quarterback and aging quarterbacks. They're not the same. It's harder to take those hits and get up every morning, and that's why all these greats like Drew Brees, Tom Brady, people like that, and you're seeing it with Ben Roethlisberger right now, taking hit after hit. That it's not easy as when you get older, and so that's why Tom Brady and Drew Brees, when they don't take sacks, they just give up on the play and take a knee, and then they throw the ball away, and they don't take as much hits as what Cam Newton did. And you're seeing that right now. But Cam Newton was injured after that Super Bowl for 2 or 3 seasons, and then it just all fell apart with Coach Rivera and him and falling out. So I think last year was an excusable year for a lot of players, and Cam included, because of COVID and everything. This is the year where there's no more excuses. You're coming in fully healthy. You're coming in with a great team. You're coming in with a great head coach. And people forget Bill Belichick also, when Tom Brady tore his ACL in the first game of that year, he took Matt Castle went 11-5. I mean, that just proves that he is a great coach without Tom Brady too. And And that's all there is to say about Cam Newton. It's a put up or shut up season for him. It really is. You have no excuses. You have training camp. You have OTAs this year. You have everything. There's no more excuses. Here we go.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and don't forget when Brady got suspended for 4 games because of Deflategate, and they had Garoppolo and Brissett at quarterback, and they still went 3-1 with them.
3-1.
So I'm like, so Belichick's doing something right. So I give him
every coach, even the great Belichick has a bad year, and this wasn't even a bad. Most people would love to have the year the Patriots had. I mean, that's just how good
absolutely.
It's been.
So now we'll move on to our next topic of the night, which is still it's another NFL topic, but we're going to talk about, since free agency just started, we're going to talk about the beginning of free agency just now. And from what you've seen so far, who's been your disappointment in free agency so far? I've been saying a lot at the beginning, so I'm not going to do that this time because I've been taking the words away from everybody else. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with Mr. Freddie Henderson on this one. So Freddie.
He's going to steal mine.
Dave Gettleman. Get out of New York. We don't want you no more. Get out. You've been a disgrace to New York. New York Giants fans, you need to protest because this man has robbed us year after year after year. This past year was a great year for us Giants fans. But this team is turning like the New York Knicks of old in basketball. Last year we had a young fighting team. Last year we had a team who we could depend on our defense. But guess what? When it's time for our offense to step up, either we had Saquon Barkley hurt because our offensive line can't guard a fly. Dave Gettleman, you have to go. A running back? That's all you can do is a running back? Really? Everybody else signing defense, offensive line, defense, offensive line, receiver. Now it's talking about getting Galloway, but still, guess what? I don't care. We need to fix our offensive line, Dave Gettleman. You've been telling New York fans this for the last couple of years, and you have not got it fixed. It's time. Your days are numbered in New York, and you need to go. And I wish the Mara families is watching this show. Get him the heck out of New York. We don't want him no more. He has to go. So as of right now, Dave had the worst free agency. But am I surprised? No, I'm not.
And I'm really not surprised that Freddie went that route. I'm really, really not. So I will go with Jonathan this time. So Jonathan, go ahead and give me your disappointment.
The textbook definition of disappointment are the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears continue to, disappoint their fan base year after year after year. Those fans are disgruntled. They have had it with that front office. And you know what? The guy you point the finger at is Ryan Pace, man. He has done a terrible job, a poor job, running that franchise. And, the signing of Andy Dalton just shocked the hell out of the entire NFL world. Nobody saw that coming. Everyone was blindsided by his 1-year, $10 million deal. And I think what's more outrageous about the signing is the fact that the Bears continue to get average quarterbacks and not, aggressively pursue or somehow make it happen where they can get a franchise quarterback to finally lead that franchise, to get that franchise out of mediocrity. I mean, it's just an utter joke what the Bears have become. And, quite frankly, guys, I feel sorry for all the Bears fans out there.
So I got a question, Jonathan.
Right?
I got a question. Wait, I got a question.
Lay it on me.
Like, this is not a shot at you, but what other quarterback was out there for them to get?
They had to make a trade for somebody. They had.
There I go.
Look, I would have taken Marcus Mariota.
Let me go.
If you look seriously, if you was gonna move and make moves in as desperation, I mean, at least anybody other than Andy Dalton, really. Like, you could have got Marcus Mariota. You could have probably went after Sam Darnold. Somebody,
Sam Darnold.
Maybe,
Really?
Hey, even Colin Cowherd brought it up earlier today. You make a move. If you're gonna make a move, make one that makes more sense than Andy Dalton. I just don't know where Ryan Pace's head was when he made that move. But this move is not gonna get them anywhere. It's not an upgrade. You was better off keeping.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Nick Foles. You was better off keeping Nick Foles.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God! I mean, if I'm a Bears fan right now, I'm throwing the temper tantrum. I'm tearing up my TV. I'm busting out my TV. I'm throwing my computer out the window.
Hey, Jonathan.
Okay.
Please don't do that because they gonna come out to this network. Please don't.
But we're talking about disappointment though, right? So when you look at the disappointment side of free agency, what's one big story that's been going on around right now is it's all about Russell Wilson, right? So everyone's saying, what's going on with Russell Wilson in Seattle? Well, you look at Seattle, right? They haven't done anything. And if Russell Wilson is your future still and you want to keep him, you got to go out and do something. Seattle hasn't done anything. They haven't gotten the offensive line better. They haven't really done anything on defense. They even lost Griffin. Chris Carson, he's gone. They haven't done anything to help out Wilson. And you want to keep him? You got to go out and do something if you want to keep him. Exactly, right? You got to do something if you want to keep Wilson. And they have done absolutely nothing to keep this guy.
New rule on this show. You can't say number 4 Trey because Trey
I know. I seem to always steal Trey's, and Trey, I'm sorry, man.
No, you didn't steal mine. You didn't steal mine at all.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, anyway, but that's what I would have to say about Seattle. That's why they were such a big disappointment. Is because I'm sure Seattle fans are like, gosh, we got to keep Wilson. Okay, I know you want to keep him. Are you going to? I don't know. He's not going to want to stay if they don't do anything, and they haven't done anything.
Seattle is just like
their needs at all. No, they didn't.
They haven't.
Seattle is just like Green Bay. Green Bay do just enough to be relevant, but don't want to go the extra mile to win.
But is Seattle, though, even going to be relevant for much longer because Russell Wilson's going to probably be gone? I'm just saying. But anyways, I know Trey wants to go. So, Trey, you go ahead and go.
Oh, y'all three did a great job. I'm just sitting here enjoying the show. But I'm kind of I want to hit on something what Jonathan said, that what Chicago did try to upgrade. They tried to give 3 first rounds for Russell Wilson and 2 veteran players. So I think what he did, I think he panicked. I think the GM for the Bears panicked. I think he didn't get Russell Wilson, and he's like, crap, we need a quarterback, and Andy Dalton's right there. And I think he panicked. I really do. I really think. And remember, there's an article out there also that said he wishes he would have signed Andy Dalton last year as well. So I think it was more of a panic move than what it actually is. But yeah, you're right. Chicago Bears, they need skill players. They need help with for Dalton or Trubisky, whoever's going to be their star. I don't know who is going to. That's a whole mess of it in itself. But
how many times does it take to get it right? You signed.
They never got it right.
Which cost you a fortune. Mike Winning, he cost you a fortune. How did that work out? Then you trade up one spot for Mitchell Trubisky. How did that work out? It was a bust. It didn't even work out for him.
No.
You get Nick Foles. He probably was your best option, and you let him go away. Nick Foles probably was their best option.
Are you talking about Chicago?
I said it.
Wow.
But name me a Hall of Fame quarterback the Chicago Bears ever had.
I can't name one because they never
They never had it. That's what I'm saying. Because they rely on their defense. They rely on their defense, and they're slow to the party to adjust to this new era. But anyway, I know Freddie's upset about his Giants, which I don't know why he's upset about his Giants, because didn't you just say that you're a Packers fan last year on Real Talk? And so, I mean, I'm just saying. And since I'm saying
I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan, okay?
Oh, no. We got the tape. You said, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm a Green Bay Packers fan.
I am now a Green Bay Packer fan.
Hey, Just to say the truth.
He's calling you out, bro.
Just to say the truth.
But if anybody has watched during football season, when I was back on the ASAP there back before I left and came back, everyone knew about me and Aaron Rodgers, right? How I didn't like Aaron Rodgers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, I kind of feel sorry for Aaron Rodgers this year because they're not doing anything to help him out. They're not doing nothing. We all know that they need a receiver. What do they do? Galloway's out there. Nope, not going to do anything with him, right? I mean, what are they going to do? And then this year in the draft, they're probably going to draft like a punter in the first round just to piss off Aaron Rodgers even more. I mean, I'm just telling – I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a total bust and everything like that. Not a bust. I'm sorry. That was the wrong phrase. I think he's an overrated superstar. I think he has his moments. I just never liked him. That's just me personally. No, I think he's over. I don't think he's ever been the best quarterback in the league. I really haven't. I always thought there's more people. That's another debate. He's still a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a great quarterback, but I don't think he's ever been the greatest of all time. Yeah, let's just put that to bed. But honestly, I do think it's the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers 2 years in a row have been one game away from making it to the Super Bowl. I'm not blaming it all on Aaron Rodgers. Devontae Adams needs some help. All you got to do is double team Devontae Adams, and you basically stop their passing game because we saw that in the fourth half. And Aaron Rodgers still almost brought him back against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, who was rolling them in the first half. But how come the Green Bay Packers never want to spend money? I just never understood that. They're a relevant team. They're always in the playoff. They're always in the talk for Super Bowls, but yet they never want to go the extra mile and spend that cash. Maybe Ace can, since he's a true Packer fan, not Freddie. Ace is a true. Maybe he can explain that to me. But I really do. I think the Packers have failed this free agency season. I think they failed. I think they're going to fail in the draft, and I think they're just going to be. I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to have enough, and I think he's going to walk. I really do.
So the problem that we have,
you're ignoring the Adams signing, though.
So hold on. So for Aaron Jones, yes, Aaron Jones was a big signing at running back. That was huge. Okay, that was the big splash that we needed to make for us. We needed to re-sign Jones. We went out, we got Jones, we did it. Okay, we re-signed him. We brought him back. Now, Devin Funchess, they want to give him a shot to see what he's going to be like. We don't quite know yet with Funchess. But to answer Trey's question here, and I'm going to go off and rest in peace, Ted Thompson, because we know he passed away. But that was actually the issue for one of the longest time in Green Bay because Ted Thompson always came out and said, I'm not that guy who wants to go out and spend money in free agency. That's not what I do. I want to draft and develop. That's what we do. We draft and develop within. Now, Goofencuss now, our new GM has come out and said, I'm no longer on the Ted Thompson way. So his first year, he actually came out and made a bunch of signings. He signed a Zadarius Smith. He signed a Preston Smith, Adrian Amos, a Billy Turner. So he went out and got a bunch of people. The problem is now this year, because of the contracts that we signed them to, that we went out and spent so much that we had to cut back on cap space. And going into this season, we were actually about $30 million under the cap space. So we had to – or I should say over. We were over the cap space by $30 million. So we had to restructure a lot of contracts, and we just got enough money to where we could pay Aaron Jones. Now we still have to restructure a couple more, and now we're hoping that we can restructure enough or maybe cut a player to get some of that money back to where we can go out and get one of those splash signings. We're hoping to. But right now, we don't have the cap space to where we can. And that's our problem this year is we can't.
Okay, but going on that, I understand that, but I'm also talking about the draft. At the Green Bay Packers, this is a wide receiver heavy draft this year.
Absolutely.
If they don't get a good wide receiver in the first round, I'm telling you, something's wrong with your GM. I'm telling you, he can say all he wants to, but if you don't get a wide receiver in the draft, that's all they need. They just need another wide receiver.
Absolutely.
That's all they really need.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. They need a they need a receiver in the draft, and I'm hoping they do. But a lot of mock drafts out there right now are saying that we're going to take a tight end. I'm like, that's ridiculous. We're not going to take a tight end. That's dumb. There's no way we're going to take a tight end. That's stupid. But
no one thought you were going to take a quarterback last year either, too.
Right. That's completely ridiculous. Okay, but so we've gotten past that. Now we know of everybody's who the biggest flop so far was in free agency. But keep in mind, we still have a little bit of free agency left for some teams to make some splash signings before the draft starts. But now we must go on to our next topic here, which is, guess what? It's our hot takes. So I will actually give Jonathan the chance first to go with his MLB hot take. So, Jonathan, go ahead and give me your MLB hot take.
This is not me being biased. The Dodgers went back-to-back.
Ooh.
By adding Trevor Bauer, that just their starting rotation makes them that much more of a threat to everybody in baseball. I know the Padres gotten better. They improved this offseason, but I think the Dodgers responded when they acquired Trevor Bauer this offseason. I think it was a big upgrade for them. And I just see them running the table. I mean, you have one of the best players in the game in Mookie Betts. You still have Cody Bellinger, who I think is going to respond and have a monster season this year because, we all saw how pedestrian he was last year. He struggled. But I think he's going to be a lot better this season. I just think the Dodgers run the table again. I just think they have the best team in baseball because they have so much versatility. They have so much depth. And they could juggle around that rotation however they want to, along with the bullpen because they have so many arms in that starting rotation and that bullpen. There's people that think Julio Urias should be a closer after what he did in the World Series and the NLCS. I disagree. I think he's a starter. I think he's a starter who can, be in the middle of your rotation, and then you can keep a guy like Dustin May in the back end of the rotation. Not only do you have that option, you can also move him to the bullpen as well. And then you have Corey Knebel now. You have guys that could really be electrifying in that bullpen of theirs. So I just don't see anybody beating the Dodgers this year.
Well, that's a hot take. Yeah, that's a hot take because no teams have been back-to-back since the Yankees in 2000.
Before we so I won't go too much into detail so I don't take up a lot of time here so we can get to some NBA questions. So my MLB hot take right now, and I think, Jonathan, you're forgetting about one team, and we all and everybody knows, and I'm not saying it because I'm biased in any way.
I agree.
People completely forget about what the Atlanta Braves have done. We went out, we solidified our rotation, we got a bunch of splash signings that's bolstered our lineup and huge, completely huge. And so my hot take right now, and this is going to be a huge hot take, you're hearing it right now. Hot take, your World Series for this year is going to be the Atlanta Braves versus the Chicago White Sox. That is going to be
that is a hot take.
That is going to be my hot take. Chicago White Sox versus the Atlanta Braves in the World Series this year.
And you know what? I will say this about the Braves. The Braves have that bad taste in their mouth still. They gained more experience after losing that series to the Dodgers. I think that's going to make them hungrier, more determined to win and compete at such a higher level. And Freddie Freeman, he's one of my guys. Ronald Acuna, he's one of my guys too. They just don't play for the Dodgers, but those are two players that I appreciate and I have great admiration for because of what they've been able to accomplish in their career. So I think you're right about the Braves being a challenge for the Dodgers. Maybe not when they play in the regular season, but when they play in the postseason, the Dodgers might run into a little bit of trouble against the Braves like they did a year ago.
Yeah, and just to jump on that really quick before we go to our next topic, but the reason why we struggled so badly in those last 3 games when the Dodgers were able to come back and win the last 3 is you got to look, our rotation last year was just beat up. We had so many injuries in the rotation that we really only legitimately had one veteran starter, and that was Max Fried. Other than that, Ian Anderson was still young. We didn't know what we were getting in Kyle Wright. And then in the other games, we had to throw out guys like Bryce Wilson, who never really played much. And then Onya, which everyone's like, who's this guy? And I'm like, yeah, why is he pitching? He's terrible. But those were guys we had to throw out there. And this year, our lineup is our rotation so much better that as long as we don't get hit with the injury bug, watch out, because I think we're coming.
And Adam, one more thing. What if Mookie Betts doesn't rob Freddie Freeman's home run? That could have changed the whole narrative of the series.
That could have been because the series could have been over right there. It could have been all over right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now jumping off that, now we're going to go to, since Freddie really, really wants to talk some NBA here, we're going to go ahead and jump to our first NBA topic. And, all right, you know what? I'm going to let Trey go first on this one because we all know where Freddie's going with this. When we talking about the MVP, I'm pretty sure I know where you're going with this. So, Trey, you go ahead and go first. Your MVP.
LeBron James. I'm joking. No way. LeBron James is done with the MVP. I don't want to hear his name with the MVP talk ever again. I don't want to hear him I don't want to hear he's the best player in the league right now. I'm done with him. I'm done. I don't want to hear it. He's closed that argument. We all saw what he did after AD. So my MVP is actually Joel Embiid. This guy's, the injury might hurt him right now. The injury that he has right now. But before the injury, the guy was he was basically averaging a double, triple. I don't remember, but he was 40 points, 20 rebounds. He was best scoring. He was playing the outstanding ball. But I think the shocker to me is, and people are not going to say I'm a Steph Curry. It's Steph Curry. Steph Curry needs to get some love. If anyone watched the Laker-Warrior game, Steph Curry has no help. Steph Curry has no help. It's him. He's the only pure shooter on that team. And what he's doing with his Warrior team right now, game over 500, they play tonight, in the playoff picture at the 9 seed right now as well. What he's done, he's averaging a better year this year than he did his 2 back-to-back MVP seasons. So this guy needs to get some props. And I think that my MVP voting, if you have to ask me right now, has Joel Embiid if he comes back from injury at number 1. Then you have Steph, and then you have Joker at number 3. That's it. LeBron James ain't even in the question, so don't even get to me on that.
Freddie, you're last. Jonathan, you're next.
Well, you know what, guys? Steph Curry has made his case for the MVP honors. He is having a dominant all-time season. He's arguably having the best season of his career. And, the MVP, people forget that the MVP award is an individual award, not a team award. It's an individual award, and it's what you accomplished during the regular season. And Curry is doing his best. Unfortunately, he can't do it by himself. He needs offensive help. He's in desperate need of offensive help, and he's doing his best to drag this team by himself without his other splash brother, Klay Thompson, who is still out with the torn ACL. So it's been a challenge for Curry. And, considering what he's been able to do without help and another superstar by his side, it's remarkable to me. And I think he, right now, is the front runner for the MVP. This guy is one hell of a shooter. It's amazing to me how pure of a shooter he is. He might be the purest shooter in NBA history. Trey and I had a conversation about this not too long ago, and we both agree that he's the greatest shooter of all time. And by the time it's all said and done, he will be the greatest shooter of all time. But I think right now he's on pace to win the MVP award, and he's well deserving of the award.
I agree.
All right. And then, of course, now we're going to Freddie. And Freddie, I really hope you don't say the name that I think you're going to say. Because everyone will jump on you if you say it.
Trey.
Oh, freaking A.
You be disrespectful.
How am I being disrespectful?
Last year we heard talk, he can't be MVP because he's playing with Anthony Davis.
Okay, and now Anthony Davis is gone, and look what he's doing.
I did not talk while you was talking, so let me tell the truth. So now Anthony Davis is hurting. Thank you. Now that he's hurt, LeBron is averaging 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. In year 18, a 36-year-old. We've never seen a player at his age play to this level. Ever. You're talking about a man who's in year 18, who with all the stuff with COVID, the quick turnaround after winning a championship, and still coming out there doing this. Unless, you know what? And I don't know why the people was getting on him for sitting out one game against the Sacramento Kings. I mean, stop it. You have a while, and you have guys out there that's not even hurt, have missed 4 or 5 games. Okay, stop it. This man wanted to go into All-Star break not without an injury. Okay, stop it. This dude is leading his Lakers, is keeping his Lakers team relevant. Because you take him off this team would not make it to the playoffs. This dude is right here is coming out there giving you 34, 35 points a night. Where's Joel Embiid right now? He's not playing. Why is he not playing? Because he's hurt.
He has a torn meniscus.
So that counts against him. And then
that's what I said.
Let's talk about the Joker. What seeding is the Joker in right now?
It has. Oh my God.
Oh, it do have something to do with it. It do, because guess what? If you let MVP, you can lead your team. If you let MVP, you can lead your team. Steph Curry, he's a bad man, but he's not leading his team higher than the 9th seed right now.
This is the same guy.
This is the individual award. It is not a team award.
But guess who is? LeBron James.
Can I rebuttal? Okay. Can I rebuttal real quick? Can I just rebuttal to that real quick?
Keep in mind, Trey, I want to tell you this just really quick. Keep in mind on this. This is the same guy that everybody knows. I've said multiple times that my team's atrocious. Everybody knows that the Pistons are horrible. But this is the same guy that after we came out and we beat the Lakers, and I was like, oh, and we beat the Lakers by 15, and Freddie's like, hold on. And you were the same guy that said, well, you got to think the night before they had to sleep in a hotel room. And I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. You're talking about because they were sleeping in a hotel freaking room?
No, I did not. I said because Anthony Davis was not playing.
No, you said it was because of hotel room. I have the message. You did.
You want to resend that message to me then.
Yes, you said it was because they had to sleep in a hotel room. And I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me, bro. But anyways, Trey wants to rebuttal to you. So, Trey, go ahead and rebuttal. We have a few minutes left. So you get a rebuttal, and then if Freddie has anything else left to say, after that, the final rebuttal. So go ahead, Trey. Okay,
so MVP is supposed to be the best player in the league right now, correct? I'm just looking.
That's not how it is. It's never been calculated that way. Never.
Well, whatever. Okay, anyway, whatever. Points. Is he in the top 5 in points this year?
Who?
No.
Okay.
LeBron.
No.
Okay. Defense. Rebounds.
Yes.
Not top 5 there either. No, he's not.
He's close. I'm back in.
Well, he has anchored the defense, though. He has done a terrific job anchoring the Lakers' defense.
Well, he has. Whatever. Anyway, an assist. Not in top 5 there. You're not in top 5 in assists.
Trey,
how are you going to give the MVP to someone who's not in the top 5 in any freaking category?
Since when did they go by top 5? Tell me that.
He's not in one freaking category in the top 5.
Tell me a time when we have seen a man at this man's age put up the numbers that he's put up.
Who gives a flipping rat's butt about his freaking age?
Everybody do.
He's 36 years old. Okay, whoop-de freaking do.
Oh, man.
Just because he's 36 years old and you're averaging 23 points a game doesn't mean you're MVP. I don't give a rat's butt.
Trey, how old are you?
Me, 34.
Hey, I wake up in the morning with a bad back.
Wait a minute. You can't compare that to me.
Yes, I am.
No, you can't. For one, I don't have the training that he gets. I don't get the special treatment that he gets. I don't get the massage therapist that lives in his house that he gets. I don't get the nanny that he gets. I don't get any of that. So don't give me that hogwash bull crap in here. All right. I got to go up and stretch up and crawl out of bed over my 2-year-old daughter who sleeps with us. Get off me, baby. And I have to roll off and every morning. If I had a massage therapist waking me up, I'm sorry. Maybe I can be scoring 25 points in the NBA. I'm just saying LeBron's having a great year. I'm not saying he has.
No, he's not having a great year. He's having an MVP season.
No, he's not. His
MVP season was last season, and he didn't win it.
All right.
You know why they didn't give it to him? Because guess what they said? They had Anthony Davis on his team. That's why. Now he don't have AD. He's leading his team to a top still.
Whoa. They went 0-4. They went 0-4 when he left.
But what about now?
What about now? He's still.
What about now?
Okay, take it away. Take it away.
Because we are almost at that. So we're at that part here of where it's time to wrap.
My face is right.
But before we wrap it up, I do want to get, because everybody knows that March Madness is coming up. It's starting, I believe it's tomorrow that it's actually starting. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with Trey just really quick. You got a few seconds. Just go ahead and give us a hot take about March Madness.
Okay, so the first four starts tomorrow at 4 o'clock Central Time. And then the tournament really starts Friday at 11. My hot take is upset galore in the first round. I'm telling you right now, upset galore. I have University of California, Santa Barbara over Creighton, and Ohio over Michigan or over Virginia. And they're both going to play each other in the 32. And USSB is going to play Gonzaga in the Sweet 16. And of course, my Final Four is Texas in the Final Four, Zaga, Baylor, and Illinois. That's my hot take.
All right. So, Jonathan, you have a few seconds. Go ahead and tell us just really quick a hot take about March Madness.
Man, I really like Alabama to go deep into this tournament. I like what Nate Oates has done with this team. He's done an amazing job putting this team on the map, and this team could make a deep run. But the team that I have winning it all is Gonzaga. This might be historically the best Gonzaga team that we've ever seen in history. You know, man.
It is the best Gonzaga team in history. What are you talking about?
but I mean, Mark Few has some players on this team that has really done a terrific job. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm picking Gonzaga. Usually I don't, because they usually blow up. They usually blow up your bracket. You know, you pick them and they just always fold at the worst possible time when they dominate all season. But I really like this Gonzaga team to really win it all. They have great players. They have a great team, and they're well coached.
Yeah, a good final for that would be Gonzaga and Baylor. Both play really good defense. Both can shoot the lights out of the ball. That would be the perfect national championship matchup.
All right. So that was their hot takes. Thanks, guys. Those are awesome hot takes for March Madness. So like I was saying when the show started, that this was our very first episode of Just Say the Truth. It got heated there. There was some awesome topics. So, and I really want to thank everybody for watching, all of our viewers. Thank you very much. Freddie Henderson, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Jonathan, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. And then,
before we wrap this up, hey, Trey, you don't think this Gonzaga team is historically the best in school history?
No, that's what I said. I said it is the best. This is the best team he's ever had. This is by far. They shoot the ball well and they defend really well. So, yeah, this is the best team.
Yes, completely agree with you.
All right. So, and like I was saying, I want to thank Trey. So thank you for coming back on. It's been a pleasure. Don't forget, next week, again, it's going to be another episode of Just Say the Truth. There's going to be some hot topics again, and it's coming.
We'll come back on this Friday too, Ace.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm sorry. Friday. I completely forgot about Friday. I'm sorry. All right. So everybody have a fantastic night, and we will see you again Friday. Don't forget, coming up in about 45 minutes or so, we have an episode of Sports Minute, so be ready for that. All right, everybody have a fantastic night, and we'll see you guys later.
Take care, everyone.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. Great eye in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace up the field, so type the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.